Impact and scale, two very important axes on which a lot of our work as development partners and NGOs revolves. While collaboration is one of the most important vehicles to achieve impact, it is equally important for all of us to understand and learn from the evolving needs and roles of an emerging funder. To share some insights on this, I would like to invite a good friend of Dasra, a long-standing supporter, as well as a strong proponent of the Dasra Adolescents Collaborative, Xerxes Sidhwa from USAID.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think the walk took me a little bit longer than anticipated. It is truly a pleasure to be here today. I think from the two introductory sessions, we already see the energy that is going to be here for the whole day. I'd like to start off by first saying putting together an event like this, like Dasra Philanthropy Week, is no easy task. So I'd like to really begin by thanking the Dasra team for all their hard work. Maybe you can join me in a round of applause for them. And as was said earlier by Arvind, this event really does bring together some of the best and brightest minds in India, really working together to see how we can address some of the key social issues that are facing this country. And today, I wanted to kind of focus my remarks, especially as we're getting close to International Women's Day, and talk about one of the most pressing issues, which is that ensuring that women, especially adolescent girls, are empowered to reach their full potential and achieve their dreams. As we all know, in India, more than 250 adolescents stand at the crossroads between childhood and the adult world. With nearly a quarter of the population between the ages of 10 to 19, we know that we will only be able to achieve meaningful impact if we're able to deliver solutions for this population at scale. We have heard way too many times about the significant barriers that adolescent girls face. Being denied opportunities based on their age, gender, ethnic background, religion, disability, and so forth. But today, I wanted to talk about something different. I really wanted to look at celebrating the power of adolescent girls. Everywhere I've traveled across in India, I'm awestruck by the hope, optimism, and dynamism of the young women that I've met. In Mumbai, for example, I met a young woman living with HIV/AIDS. Not letting her HIV/AIDS status hinder her or define her, she is now a dynamic youth leader that is working with other youth living with HIV/AIDS to fight stigma. In Varanasi, I saw how poverty prevented a very bright young woman from finishing school because she had to get married early. But now she's giving back to her community by being a member of her local government to fight against early marriage. And finally, in Bhubaneswar, I met a physically disabled woman who runs a crisis center that aims to ensure that other disabled women who have been victims of gender-based violence understand their rights and have a place to go for refuge. Each one of these women has the aspirations for a better future, not just for themselves, but for their communities. And they have seized the opportunity to transform their lives and their communities. These young women, like so many others, represent the future of India. And it is their energy, optimism, and ingenuity that will play a significant role in India's economic and social progress. With such complex issues and challenges facing adolescent girls in India, we at USAID believe that collaborative action is critical to develop and scale high-impact solutions to improve the lives of these vulnerable population groups. And so today I would like to highlight three key priorities to ensure that collaborative action we take together delivers impact at scale. The first is that we must continue to experiment, evaluate, and expand new ideas in order to improve the well-being of adolescents. We need to innovate and take bold, calculated risks. As we know we lack good data in this field, we need to employ a rigorous learning agenda to all the work that we do. In the development sector, at times we tend to be risk averse. But working on such complex and multifaceted issues, we need to quickly adapt, learning from our failures. And I think those who have heard me speak before know I always talk about we should not be hiding our failures. We often, as development partners and practitioners, tend to brush aside the failures and not really take time to understand why things went wrong and then how we can improve in the next iteration. And also, we need to take our successes and those things that are successful and apply them broadly. Second, we need to be mindful of the diverse needs of adolescent girls. This means designing holistic programs based on what adolescents need, rather based on how we traditionally work, which is often in silos. We need to address the multi-sectoral needs of adolescents, including health, nutrition, education, employability, agency. And I think the Dasra Philanthropy Week gives us a great opportunity with the verticals of adolescent girls, sanitation, and governance to really see how can these have intersectoralities and play with each other. And finally, we need to also really look at, which to me is the most important point, is how do we place the adolescent at the center of all the programming that we do for true success and sustainability. At times, we tend to be so focused as practitioners on outcomes and processes that we lose sight of the human element. We need to ensure that adolescents and need to make sure that their voices are heard, their fears are heard, and their aspirations are heard. And as we co-design programs, we should not be co-designing programs for them, but we should be co-designing programs with them. So as we spend today discussing how we can achieve social impact at scale, we need to keep the adolescent girls at the center. I encourage each of us today to really look for out-of-the-box solutions, and let us not let any limits to our imagination. And also let us not underestimate how powerful working together can be. I truly believe that through collaborative action, we are stronger, more impactful, and have a far greater ability to ensure that the most vulnerable have a voice and realize their full potential. So I'd like to end today with a quote from Malala Yousafzai. She, again, a very prominent, brilliant adolescent youth leader, who said, "I raise up my voice, not so I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back." Let this voice and the voices of millions of adolescent girls around India guide us so that we can move together as a unity and also use this as inspiration as we move forward. So thank you very much and have a good day.